So hi everyone, my name is Tam. I'm from Toronto, and today we're gonna talk about EMGuarde, one of the newer products from Enagic. So the word EMGuarde, M is for electromagnetic, and guard is basically guarding. So guarding electromagnetic um, for your home. And when I first got it, I didn't really pay much attention because I didn't like it's so invisible. How do you know it works? How do you know it isn't there, right? And the research is quite controversial. So, but then the more you dig deep and the more you see that wow, there's a lot of information out there. And of course, there's always the two schools of thoughts. And one say, it's okay, and others say, it's harmful, right? Well, like anything else, you always have oppositions, right? So, okay, share. I'm going to share my screen, and then I'll share my presentation. Okay, so first we're talking about, I want to share with you about waves, right? Because electromagnetic is basically waves, right? So in fact, our world or our universe is all about waves, right? About vibrations. Everything has vibrations, right? If you see a rock sitting there, it's still vibrating. Every atom is vibrating. Every molecule is vibrating. The solar system is vibrating. The sun is vibrating, right? So every vibration, uh, even your thoughts, like your cells and everything vibrates. And when everything vibrates, it has a cycle, right? So basically, cycles is a measure in hertz, like cycle per second. Right. So if you have something that vibrates 1 hertz, that means it's 1 cycle per second, right? So it's per second. So it basically starts, stop, and it starts again, right? So that's 1 hertz. If you have 2 cycles per second, then that's 2 hertz, right? Or 5 cycles per second. So the more cycles that it repeats every second, the more energy the waves become, right? So and I'll explain more of how what is the relevance in this in terms of our health, right? So the higher the cycles, the more energy, and the shorter the wavelengths. Because if it's a longer wavelengths, then basically it takes longer to vibrate, right? So basically shorter wavelengths, more energy, more cycles, right? So electromagnetic radiation, basically everything you see is radiation. So radiation comes from three forms. First one is like electromagnetic. So what does it mean? Electro means electricity, right? Magnets mean magnetic. So electric and magnet actually goes hand in hand. They actually very intertwined. For example, the turbine, you make electricity, right? So turbines are basically magnets spinning, right? So when the magnet spins, currents flow, right? So magnets, electric, right? Or electric becomes magnet. So if you have electric current, then you have a magnetic field generated. So magnetic and electric are the two different things, right? If you remember the grade 9th physics, I remember. Here's the right hand rule, right? So if you have the magnetic curl in, then you have the current flow, right? That's how turbine works, right? If you go to like a Hoover Dam, you got big, humongous turbines, and the water just basically spins the magnet, right? The magnet spins, you get current flow, right? So that's how magnetic works, right? And electric, same thing. If you have electric, then you have magnetic. So that's why in our house, embedded in the walls are all electrical wires, right? And the jacks and other stuff, which is electricity, right? Voltage difference, right? So every time you have a voltage difference, you have electric field, right? And it causes magnetic field as well. So just around your house, you see a lot of electric and magnetic already embedded in your house, right? And then you have the radio wave. Radio frequency, it's all about wireless, right? Your TV remote controls, your GPS, your cell phones, your Bluetooth, right? All those are basically radio waves, right? Radio come from satellite, from the cell tower, and it's basically broadcasting all kinds of different waves, even like the radio that you listen to, right? You tune the radio and listen to. So radio frequency is also a part of the frequencies that around us, right? So these are the three sources and they all have frequencies and vibrations, and it basically vibrate and resonate with your own body, and that's how we have to be careful, right? So if you're talking about waves, everything vibrates, and they all vibrate different spectrum, different frequencies, right? If we can see here, it's split into two kinds, right? One is ionized radiation, and then there's non-ionized radiation, right? Ionized radiation, we know for sure that it's ionized. It means that it breaks our DNA and it causes genetic mutations and it kills you, right? Basically, right? So, you have the gamma rays, and that basically people use for cancer killing, right? You bombard radiation to kill cancer, for example, right? And then, that's basically the high frequency damaging waves, right? And then you have the visible spectrum, which is, what you can see, right? So your eye can pick up these waves. That's why you can see, right? So everything's about vibration. For example, your ear, human ear, right? So how do you hear? Because your eardrum vibrates with the frequency of the sound, right? So if you remember correctly, like 20 to 20 kilohertz, that is your audible range, right? So if the wave in that range, it start to ring your ear, your eardrums start to ring, right? And then that's how you hear the sound, right? Beyond that, you cannot hear, or below that, you can hear. Dogs can hear like, wider range of frequency, right? So they have better ears, for example, right? Um, so it's all about communication, cellular communication, thoughts, and everything is about vibrations, right? And if you vibrate at the same frequency, and that's when you pick up, signals, like your eye, for example, if the wavelength is this, then you can see. But you cannot see, let's say, infrared, which is at night, right? But the snake can see infrared, right? Because when it catches prey, it uses UV infrared. So its life, the eyes of a snake, is not color like within this visible spectrum. It's actually down here. This is what the snake see, right? And stuff like that. So every animal, every life form, everything, it's just about adaptation to uh, um, to survival, and you have different frequencies, and you vibrate different frequencies. But for human, we create a lot of devices that has also frequencies, right? Because these things are electronic. When electronic, either it itself generate frequencies, we call like electromagnetic, right? Or sometimes like radio frequency. So it actually generate, radio signals, for example, right? So all these things are called radio spectrum, right? Now, in the old days, we scientists said, oh, you know what, these are non-ionized radiation. It's okay, we don't it doesn't have any harmful effects to humans' health because it's so low, right? But now scientists start to because of the rise of wireless devices and cell phones, especially, Bluetooth, and everything is wireless now. So we start to have a lot of exposure to these non-ionized radiation, and the research starts to show that it actually is going to have repeated use of these ionized radiation will cause like a lot of health issues, including cancer, brain cancer, for example, right? So that is what radiation is. Okay, so everything vibrates, everything have a frequency, and everything communicates through vibrations, right? Your thoughts, sometimes you look at people, and some people just have different vibes, right? The vibe of anger, you can actually sense it, right? Because they are sending, anger frequencies, right? To your brain, right? So, yeah, so everything's vibrations, okay? So now here is, wait, I have to share my sound probably. Okay, so this, let's watch this video. It talks about waving frequency around our environment.
Visible light waves from the TV striking your eyes, but also radio waves transmitting from a nearby station, and microwaves carrying cell phone calls and text messages, and waves from your neighbor's Wi-Fi, and GPS units in the cars driving by. There is a chaos of waves from all across the spectrum passing through your room right now.
Your home is your sanctuary, a place of comfort, wellness, and security for your family. Today, we're using more digital and electronic devices. While they bring convenience and enjoyment, these devices also emit electromagnetic energies constantly during use. Invisible to our eyes, these electromagnetic energies affect the environment around us. As a result, we're exposed to these types of energies day in, day out. Introducing EMGuarde, a patented technology by ENAGIC. When turned on, EMGuarde harmonizes targeted electromagnetic noise radiation within 1 gigahertz, creating a defense zone of 8 meters. EMGuarde harmonizes the environment around you, making it safe for you and your loved ones. Simply place it wherever it's needed and plug it into a dedicated USB port, whether you're on the go, at work, or in the comfort of your home. EMGuarde is designed to integrate seamlessly in any situation. You can now enjoy the benefits of technology without worrying about any potential risks. Protect your family's health and well-being. Contact your Enagic distributor today. EMGuarde. Change your environment, change your life.
So, as you said, this is technology is really awesome. It's if you know, I'll explain to you how you can deal with these. So, let's talk about how these electromagnetic affects your health, right? Your brain, for example. Why is it called cancer, right? So, every object has a frequency of vibration. Okay, let's say your body, your total vibrations. You have your brain vibrates, and then you have your heart vibrates, and the whole body, your bone vibrates at a certain frequency, and together you have a summation of vibration. We call so your whole body. The summation of your vibration is called the resonant frequency, right? If you have old cars, yeah, this is really interesting. If you remember, if you have old cars and you drive at 90 miles is okay, right? But if you drive at 100 miles, it start to shake, it start to vibrate, right? And if you press on the gas a bit faster, it stops, right? So and then you slow down at 90 miles, it start to vibrate. So that is the resonance vibration frequency of your car. We don't know what that is, but basically, from the phenomena, that that is the vibration frequency of that object, right? As a whole. So here we have tuning forks, right? Tuning forks, this tuning fork is designed for 440 hertz. That means 440 cycles per second. So it vibrates whenever you make a sound from this, right? It vibrates 440 cycles per second, okay? It repeats 440 times. But here, this guy, he's used another tuning fork that's 512 hertz because the waves and the vibration is different. It has no impact on this, right? So you can watch and see nothing, right? So now he's going to use the same one, a different one that has the same frequency, and you can see it start to vibrate, right? So that is the concept of vibration. So imagine this is your brain, right? Your brain is vibrate at 42 to 90 megahertz, and if you have an external source, waves that has the same frequency, what does it do? It start to vibrate with your brain. Your brain will have the same frequency, so it will vibrate in resonance, right? That's the technical term. So when you start to vibrate, and it starts to affect the brain's servers, right? So let's say the brain is 72 megahertz. Out there are devices that has same megahertz, right? So imagine if you have this radio signal bombarding to your brain starts to vibrate the same thing. That's where you get the headaches. That's what you get all the memory loss and brain cancer, also, because your brain keeps vibrating with the external source, right? So that's the whole idea of resonance, vibration and resonance. So your body has different types of frequency, and it's important to stay away or to minimize a lot of these things from exposure, because it will affect you. But there's a lot of studies out there that shows that we've been bombarded with a lot of radiation. So here is a PubMed article. There's a PubMed ID here. It talks about radio frequencies exposure from the central nervous system, which is your brain, right? So here is basically a picture says 1,000 words, so I don't want to bore you with with the research, but just show you the figures, right? So biological effects in central nervous system, right? You can see all these things affecting your brain, right? Because your brain, your body just vibrate different frequencies, right? So it's affecting your memory, your neurotransmitters with the serotonin and dopamine and all that stuff. So it affects your mood, right? Neuronal activity. So you have hyper activity in your brain. You get anxious, you get depression, all that stuff. Cancer, genotoxicity, which is affecting your genes and mutations and things like that. So all these things is bombarding us, right? And especially the brain. So there's a lot of studies right now that the EMF actually affects your brain a lot. And first of all, it has a lot of heat, so heat can, and then also they found that it changed the ion channels. And ions are basically your signals, right? Your brain signals. Use sodium channels, potassium channels, all that stuff, right? So these are ion channels that that's how your brain signal to your foot that or you're in pain or whatever, right? Is all the signaling. And then demyelination is basically myelin are basically the sheath that covers your nerve conducting, right? So these are basically almost like the plastic that covers around your electrical wire. electrical wire is copper, right? And you have the plastic covers around it, right? So to reduce signal attenuation and all the stuff, and to protect the signal inside. So myelination or myelin is basically this the sheath, and here this is the sheath, yeah. So this myelin here got degraded, right, because of these EMF that they found in the studies, right? So when that happens, your brain, I mean your nerves, is exposed, right? And basically dies, right? That's why you have like memory loss, you have all kinds of things, because later I'll show you what the effect is. But autophagy basically the natural I don't know, how you say it, or you can say the garbage collector, right? Basically, when your cells is dead or defective, then your body will clean it up, right? Your body will basically try to chew it up and reuse that material. Let's say one cell brain die, right? It become garbage, right? So other cells start to recreate, and these cells become there's a process called phagocytosis and things like that. So basically, eats up the garbage, right? So when they bombard EMF to the brain, what happens is autophagy increase. So that means that's a lot of cell death going on, right? So that's basically saying, all of a sudden autophagy becomes really high. That means that the garbage truck is full of of garbage, right? Because a lot of cells are dying, right? So stuff like that, which is really interesting research on the EMF affected the brain, right? So here are some of the studies. So the International Agency of Research on Cancer classify EMF being group 2B, so which is a human carcinogens, right? And then they had a study on brain cancer. This is really interesting on a lot of I think 5,000 people, I think. They study on the cell phone use and brain cancer, and they found that it's related because um, the brain cancer is actually to the right hand side, which is where you put your phone in, right? So there is a correlation between brain cancer and cell phone use, right? For example, so things like that happens a lot of people, a lot of research. Here, this is 5,000 in 13 countries about the this research, right? And then you have the leukemia, also is which is a blood cancer, right, in young children as well as in adults, especially young children. When kids are now using a lot of electronic devices, and they get very hyperactivity, they ADD, attention deficit disorder, because their brain is being bombarded with these radiation and devices that they're using, the computers and the laptops and the iPads and all the stuff, right? And because their brain is still developing, so it's more sensitive to these radiation as well, right? So there's a lot of studies on that. And so how do you know if you expose? These are the symptoms that you may have when you expose too much of these EMFs: headaches, dizziness, fatigue, difficult concentrating, brain fog, sleep disturbance, insomnia, memory problems. A lot of people blamed COVID vaccine with these things, right? But I think it's more than that, right? So it's not one single cause, but a lot of people reported and research found that this is what happens. So neurological symptoms, and you have the cardiovascular as well. You have like heart palpitations, you have increased blood pressure, stuff like that from exposure to EMFs, and you have the skin disorder as well: tingling, burning sensation, red and rash, through. And then there's your muscles and joints as well can be affected by all the pains, joints and stiffness and all that stuff. And psychological problems: anxiety, irritability, depression, right? All these because of all these MFs, vibrating, all the external sources vibrating to your brain, right? And then ringing in the ear and eye discomfort, nausea. So if you have all these symptoms, most likely you expose too much of the EMFs. And you'll be surprised, but there's a lot of EMF around our house, right? Especially like I even noticed myself before I know this, right? Because I have a bed, and my bed is right next to an outlet. My pillow, right next to the wall, and the wall has an outlet. That is a lot of frequency, a lot of magnetic field and electric field going there, right? So of course, when my brain's sitting right there, it's affecting my brain. You don't sleep well, and and all the stuff. So now when I change, just merely just change my orientation to my foot become my head, right? I feel like I sleep better, right? these things are invisible, but you can see that it's actually happening, right? And luckily with technology, now you can actually measure it, right? So here I'm going to measure it for you. Um, uh, can anyone see me?
No.
No? Okay, I have to stop myself. Okay, you see now? So here is the device that basically radiation detector. It detects like microwatt per centimeter square. Okay, so that's the energy per centimeter square around here. So I'm going to turn this on. You can see the radiation, right? And I'm going to show you. I'm going to use this, right? My laptop. Look at how big it is. 2,000. Sorry, 2,500 something microwatt per second, right? The monitor. You can't see. Sorry. It's contrast. Okay, so anyway, you can see that my whole house is radiation everywhere, right? See that? My cell phone has radiation as well. Where's my cell phone? Okay, I'm going to put this down. Okay, I'm going to get my cell phone. Shoot, it's not here. But the cell phone actually has a lot of radiation. And what happened is when it picks up the signal when someone calls you, right? You can see here. Look at that, 2800. That's my cell phone right here, right? So you can see that a lot of radiation is happening. And you know when your signal is weak, that is when your radiation even happened, but even like stronger. Why? Because when the signal is weak, what happened is the battery increase the antenna strength to pick up more signal, right? So what happened is when your battery is weak and then you're trying to listen to even more because it's crackling and you're trying to take out your Bluetooth, whatever, and trying to hear more. And the cell phone is actually picking up more strength in the antenna to pick up the signal. That means that it's inviting a lot of radiation to your brain, right? So things like that, it's just a little things like that. You can reduce a lot of radiation, right? So what do we do with this radiation? Watch, this is on my laptop, okay? This is right now on my laptop, okay? 29,000. Watch when I plug in my my EMGuarde, okay? I'll plug it in now. Sorry. Zero. See that? This is my EMGuarde, right? I put it on the table, and when I unplug it, look, when I unplug, the signal starts, right? I plug it, the signal stops. And they said it's 8 meters. In fact, it's like all around my house. As long as line of sight is there, it will protect your whole environment, your whole house with this radiation, right? You can see nothing, even your laptop, your cell phone, everything is zero. Sorry. Okay. So that, and this is just a USB. I'm just plugging into my USB battery pack, right? But you can plug it into your laptop. You can plug it into from your laptop. You can plug it into your car and everything else as well. So it's a really amazing. And the thing is, like right now in the market, there's a lot of devices that blocks this, right? So how do you block this device, electromagnetic? You block it by deflecting the signal, right? So you have a shield that deflect the signal out so it doesn't absorb into your body. And then you have things that absorb the signal, right? But our technology is harmonizing the signal, basically canceling all the signals, right? So you see on the market, you see there's a little magnet that you stick into your phone, and it will stop the EMF from entering the phone, and it absorbs or deflect whatever, right? But this thing is so non-invasive. You just plug it in, and the whole house is protected, right? A whole living room is protected. So it's really amazing, the technology, and imagine the protection that you have for the whole family, your kids, and everybody else inside your house. So, any questions so far?
Just a little device with a lot of information, and we learned so much from you, Tim.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So if you have that turned on in your house, that means you're not going to get any cell phone signal.
Nope, no. This device blocks the low frequency. The low frequency are basically between 3 megahertz to 1 gigahertz, right? Your cell phone is a bit higher, right? So it doesn't affect your the functionality of the device, but it blocks all the noise, which is the low frequency that has health effects that we talked about, right? So let's say, for example, your Wi-Fi is 2.4 gigahertz, right? Let's say your cell phone is 4G, so it's 4 gig, right? And you have now like 5G, right, which is 5 gigahertz, right? So it picks more signal and stuff like that, but it also has more lower frequencies that studies show that's affecting your health. So it's basically blocking out the noise, but not the actual functionality of the device, which is the beauty of this device, of this technology.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Any more questions?
Right now, how do we order this? Time is it available in US?
Yes, it's available in the US, and that's we can talk about that later. So these are the stuff that affects your health, right? And here are some of the studies. Risk of tumor for using mobile phones is actually using this is like a review article of 465 articles, publications, and over 12,000 patients. And they found out that tumors, 13 of them actually reporting, the link between mobile use phones and increase of tumors, like brain tumors. Right? This is PubMed. Here's like long-term exposure. This is the frequency that we block as well, right? Demyelination, autophagy, and hyperactivity. Remember I mentioned all that, right? And this is just using 5 hours a day during the 12 weeks studies, right? Behavior, kids now, they can't learn, they can't study, they have short attention span because of all this, right? Hyperactivity behavior, right? And they found it in rats. So how this device work is basically it sends cancellation signal. Okay, so remember I told you the waves have like trough and crest, right? So it could basically it's a cycle. Now to cancel this, as you said, either you block it, you absorb it, deflect it, or cancel it. And this technology basically cancel by sending anti-phase, right? Anti-phase is basically opposite phase, right? So this is a crest and this is a trough, right? So basically two combined together, you get the cancellation signal. That's why you get all the zeros as soon as you turn it on. And it's not one single frequency, it's actually a spectrum of frequency from 3 megahertz to 1 gigahertz, right? So just imagine it just basically send out like little darts to break these waves, right? Once the wave is broken, then it's not a wave anymore, right? Wave is continuous, right? So basically it sends all kinds of arrows or darts, if you can think about it, like it's shooting everywhere, right? And because it's so short, it's not considered a wave, but it actually causes an anti-phase effect to silence all the signals. Okay. So here is it says 8 meters diameter, but for my testing, it's my whole house. Like, I'm talking about like 10, 15 meters. As long as line of sight is there, it will block. Right. So it doesn't go through walls because this is very low energy frequency, so it doesn't go through walls like that. But as long as it's line of sight, it will block. Okay, it only takes like 5 volts and lightweight. Everything's very USB-C types, right? Okay, and this is how it does. Basically, it sends out little things here, right, and it breaks the waves cancellation frequencies between 3 megahertz and 1 gigahertz. It's harmonizing frequency. Okay, so of course, this device won many international invention awards, right? Even the one in Canada because of the invention, patent technology, and it's certified safety for use in electrical and other stuff, right? And there's a lot of studies about animal blood circulation, heart rate, blood pressure. These are clinical trials as well. So it's like human studies, right? And there's studies about the microcirculation and the blood flow in your eyes. So it's another study of that. And so it's basically has all the safety certification. And as of November 1st, it's available in North America market, which is Canada and US. You still have to purchase it through Asia, which is Singapore, Malaysia, the Philippines, and then it gets shipped over. Okay. So the cost is, this is Singapore dollar. I don't have the cost because it's so new, available in the USA. So Singaporean dollars is similar to Canadian dollars, like a bit less, like $1.05 to $1, right? So Canada is like a little bit higher, but roughly this is Canadian dollars if you can think about it, right? And you can use this as a to open a new account for distributors, right? Which is a low cost startup for distributors. So with the new EMGuarde, it's the same price, but because you don't have the core products such as like the Ukon, the Enispa, or the water ionizer. If you don't have those things, that means you're not distributed yet, you're new, then the commission is only $92 per point within the 8-point system, right? But if you already have like distributor like us, then if you purchase this, then your commission point is $118 per point. This is, keep in mind, this is Singaporean dollars. So, roughly you can translate or convert it into US dollars. And top of your upline, there's a form that you can fill in. This is not including shipping. So shipping varies depending on where you are. Yeah, so this is a really good tool for us now to be distributors and to share this. Because, in the market, there is none. Like, I mean, I'm talking about nobody gets even closer to this, right? And when you buy this, it's good to buy the detector as well, right? The detector is not made by Enagic, but it's actually, basically can detect low frequency, right? Which is rare, right? Because, as you know, like the ionized radiation is what people are concerned about, not the non-ionized radiation, which is becoming more of a concern now because of the rise of Wi-Fi and wireless devices. Any question?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yes. I would like to ask that, for example, I would like to buy the EMGuarde for my daughter.
Mhm.
And I don't know that when I buy the EMGuarde, she's going to get $92 from the company or 180.
Okay, when you buy an EMGuarde, your first purchase, you don't get commission from that. It's your sales that you get commission, not the purchase.
Yeah.
Okay. For you, if you put it under your daughter, then you get the commission of 118 because you are a distributor.
Okay.
Okay.
How about my daughter?
Your daughter, just like you buy a machine, like you don't get commission when buying a Kangen machine, right? Only the sales of Kangen machine you get commission, not the buying.
No, I'm talking about the selling. I'm not talking
Okay,
about
so
the buying.
if your daughter open a new EMGuarde account and she sells an EMGuarde, she get $92.
How about if she sells, for example, an Aspa?
Yeah, so it'll be less because this EMGuarde does not have special points, no SP points, right? So the price is less. This price per point is less, and I don't know how much to be honest, but it's less than right now in Canada. Let's say the K8 is $390, right, per point. It might be less. I would say, if I have to guess, maybe like 350 or some sort of that range, right? Because there's no special points, and also she's not a full distributor.
So it means that one permanent?
Sorry?
It's permanent. So every time she's selling, she only
It's
got
permanent, yes. A permanent, yes. It's a permanent. But then she can buy Enispa or other products, and then she get the full commissions of the of all the other products.
Okay, so it's better to buy the Enagic product first. We buy the EMGuarde because when we start the EMGuarde, we always when we get the commission, it's less special point, right?
Yeah, it's less. Yes, I don't know how much less, but it's less because it's quite new now too. So I haven't. I actually asked Enagic Canada, and they don't even know. So they don't know how the points work as far as like they call it non-members. So the same thing with Kangen, Kangen Air and EMGuarde. These are smaller products. The commissions differs if you're a full distributor or a new distributor. Just doing this.
But I just ask if my daughter she buy the EMGuarde, and after that she bought another Anespa, and
Yes.
she put the people under Anespa, so she got the boy. What she's selling under Anespa, it means she got 4, but she still get the point from the EMGuarde is less special point.
No, you get the full amount, 118, as long as she has one core product. such as Anispar or whatever, but it has to be under her name, right? Um, if you sell an Anispar, but it's a customer or some other people, then she still get the less commission, the smaller
So
commission.
it doesn't matter. Does she buy the MGuard first or the Enagic product first? It doesn't matter. So
As
when she
long as you
buy
have
the
both,
MGuard
yeah.
first,
As long as you have both, then you consider full distributor, and then you can earn full commissions for all the machines, and including EMGuard and Kangen Air.
okay, I see. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Anyone else have a question? What do you think of the product? It's cool, huh? By the way, yeah. So when you buy the EMGuard, make sure if you want to do demo and stuff like that, make sure you buy the detector as well. The detector probably costs you about $200. That's how much I paid for in the Philippines.
All right. Thank you so much, Tam, for sharing this very informative and very help us to understand this product. So back to our business with knowledge that our team can provide, like Tam or like energy training, that we have the experience. And if we have a product, we experience it ourselves. And plus the technology out there and the products been already for developments and company with a strong history like that. So where else we can find an opportunity can be ready for us like this, right? So I wish you all success and rock the market with all this, and we share anything we know. We share the products, we share the experience, and we share the tools that we use, and that together we utilize. We catch this opportunity with Enagic, with the wave of technology. Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome. Okay, I guess that concludes our presentation. So unless anyone have more questions, and have a great weekend, guys. And let's rock and roll and share this. I have the last week I shared the Kangen Air, but a lot of you probably missed it. So if you want, I can share it again. If not, huh?
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday we can do that. Yeah, Kangen Air is another product that is really awesome. In fact, it really works, right? I tried it myself. I just came back from the Philippines. If you follow my social media, you know I was in the Philippines, and I love dry fish, kahoa, right? So I load one luggage of dry fish in my luggage, right? And 24 hours on the plane. When I got home, opened my luggage. Oh my God, it stinks the whole house, including my luggage, right? Dry fish. And so I thought, oh shoot, I'm gonna probably just throw this luggage out because you can't put clothes in there, right? Because it's now stinks. So what happens? I have like my Kangen Air. I just plug it in, leave it there for overnight. The whole luggage is cleaned. Not even a single little stench of smell of dry fish. It takes away, no problem, right? And the beautiful thing about it, it has no filter, right? And it's really amazing. You can you can use it, and it's a health prevention as well, clean the air and all this stuff. So yeah, I can show that. I'll share that next week when we have the time. And because it's new, my presentation, I add more every single time I do a presentation, so it's going to be different from last time you saw as well. Okay.
Thank you, Tam.
You're welcome.
Any more questions? So we just end here, and we have a wonderful weekend. All right.
Thank you so much, Tim. That demonstration was awesome. Very impressive. I mean, my jaw dropped. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe so much frequency we're taking in, something you just can't really manage or even know how bad it is. But thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you, Dr. Lucas. As always, you're welcome to join us and share and learn, and I'm sure we can learn from you and other stuff too. So we're all here at one team, one dream, right? So we're gonna share this product and get it going, because Enagic to me is an amazing. I mean, they do research, and they have patent products, and no one can compete, and also it protects our health and our family and everything else. Like preventive health is the goal, right? Like 95% of sickness come from environment, right? from the food we eat, from the air we breathe, to the environment we live in, right? All this pollution and electromagnetic pollution, and the food and everything else too. So the three products, the water, the EMF, and the Kangen air, I think it's like it's a trifactor of health promotion that you cannot go wrong with it. And on top of that, there's an spa as well, that a lot of people just is a hot spring shower, but it does a lot more than just that. Right. So one of these days we can share more about it. Like, I mean, I love research, and I look into it, and these Japanese guys, and they're really smart. They know what they're doing, and and it's just that a lot of people, when we share this, we don't go deep enough into the technology and the research behind it, because we live in an information age, right? All the information is there. Now with AI, ChatGPT, and all the stuff, you can learn a lot of things. And the more you search and research, and the more you see the benefits and the confidence that you have in the product. So anyways, thank you for listening and tuning in. Have a great weekend. Yeah.
Nice weekend, Tam, and nice weekend, everyone.
Take
If you
care.
have no more questions.
Okay, bye-bye.
And thank you so much, Annie Vu.
Yeah.
You did an outstanding job as well.
Thank
You guys have a great day.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
you.
Thank